Hi, all my yarny friends, new, returning, future. Welcome to Jana's Crochet Journey. Today is Thursday, October 20th, 2022. Well, you saw it in the title. Nothing but finished objects here. Yay! Yeah, my cat's chiming in. All right, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 finished objects. Working my little fingers to the bones, or at least trying to with the old Arthur, to try and get some of these smaller things done and out of the way so that I can work on a couple things that I'd like, need to have done by Christmas. But we can discuss that later. All right, so for starters, I did my October Glorious Granny Square. That is a crochet along with Christy from Crochet Creations by Christy, and it is using the pattern by Fiber Spider. So this is my October square. And then if you can see those front posts. So I had just very minimal slate blue left and I didn't want to waste it. So I started it with that. And then this multicolor is Red Heart Super Saver in Grape Fizz. So that's the multicolor. And then this purple is Big Twist, which is what I'm bordering all of my squares in. And this is what I will attach my squares. So October's is finished, photographed, and submitted to her Facebook page. So yay, October's is done. I think I might get started on November's just to have it out of the way because this square can be whipped up really quick. That way I can kind of have November's done. But we'll see. So, have my coffee. Need to get this done before I go to work. Caramel macchiato creamer. All right. Then, not so much of a happy attitude with the next little finished. So, if you remember, I showed that I tried the Divine Hat. I showed this in a previous video with the Red Heart Bluetiful yarn, and I wanted to use the rest of it up. So I was doing a cowl, number 565 by Crystal at Bago Day. And I don't know. Okay, now I see why I didn't make it a cowl. So of course, my chaining row is tight because I can never remember to go up a hook size. So, the yarn's changing, looks pretty. Then you get down to this bottom where, what the heck happened? I suppose I could rip it out because I could rip it back to here because somewhere along the line I kept grabbing a extra stitch, but I don't think so because I ended how I should have ended for that row. So why I got a ski slope here, I have no idea. So anyways, I went to put it together to sew my ends, and this is what happened. So obviously I couldn't do that. So then I was like, well, you know, some people just put like the little scarf thingy and then they put their jacket on to kind of keep their neck and chest a little warm. So that could be a thing, because I really don't want to rip it back and redo. Looks like 5 rows. But if I did, then I would be able to attach it and call it a cowl. I either do that, leave it like it is, or throw it away. So I don't know. Or I'll just frog the whole thing and put the yarn in my stash pile and add it to a future scrap. I don't know. That I am on the fence about. So we'll see. Then I was working on this free pattern, Thumbelina Baby Blanket by Premier. And this said Premier Yarns DK 3 balls, 3.75 millimeter hook, which is not the hook I used. I think I used a 4 millimeter. And I used yarn, Premier Anti-Pilling Everyday DK in the colorway Leapfrog. And I used 3 skeins because I'm making a layette set for my grandson that is due in February. Well, I didn't measure the blanket. It says it should measure 30 by 40. I don't know about all that. So my thought is this is a car seat blanket or a stroller blanket. But this is how tiny it is. And I don't block things. I don't even if I did, I don't think I'd block a blanket because, you know. So let me see which way it goes. Anyways. So this is the stitching. It's I think it was 2 it's a 2-row repeat. All right, so anyways, I just let the colors do what it wants. The mint green, gray, white, and blue. And sometimes there was big patches of just the blue and white. And then you got patches of the green and gray. But pretty sure this is not 30 by 40. But again, this is, I think, a good blanket for stroller or car seat. And then that way, you know, it's a little more convenient to grab this on the go. I did like the pattern. If I do make it again, I would probably just use a 4-weight yarn. 3 weights aren't bad for my fingers, but it's definitely easier with a 4. So that's another finished object. Then I did the Easy Dish Towel Crochet Pattern by Bag O' Day. And I have done this before. So I did Big Twist Cotton in the colorway Gray Splash with grays and whites, with Premier Home Cotton in the color white. Those were the two colors that I used. And 5.5 millimeter hook. So this is the dish towel and how it came out with the shells. And again, I just let it change color because I just like how that, because you never know what's going to happen, what the design's going to be. So I think it's really pretty. And then I just had some buttons. And then this, you put the button on the back side. So once you fold it back over the handle, then that's how it would hang. But I feel like the hole's a little big. It probably would pop out easy. So I think I'm going to go back and on both sides, just with some embroidery thread that I use to put my buttons on, I'll just, or even a scrap of that, the Gray Splash, because I could weave it in the back and just make the buttonhole a little bit smaller, because I didn't have, what is she called, 2.25 inch buttons, and I didn't have that big. So, but yeah, I'll just go back, make the hole a little smaller, and it'll be good to go. So this I figured would be part of a set, and with the same yarns, same hook size, I had crochet a vintage dress dish soap cover by Bag O' Day. So I made one of those. And to me, this is more like you buy one of the small bottles of dish soap just to have on your counter, whether you use it or not, or you just want it for decoration. And I made the little dress. And again, same colors, so it would match. Has the hole for the top, and you would just slide it over one of those little bottles of dish soap. And you can see the different shades of gray and the white. So this will be a set. There is also, which I didn't do, because I don't know if I'm going to have the time. I just wanted to have that set done. But there's also a vintage pair of pot holders. But I'm not sure. I think these are more for decoration because they're kind of holy. And I don't know about somebody grabbing something hot out of the oven with those. They could be more maybe as a staggered decoration on a wall that would match this over a bottle of dish soap. So if I have the time, I will do those to go with the set for Christmas. But if I don't, then I'm happy with what I have. So I'll keep that pattern out just in case. Now, the last finished object, the octopus. Yes, folks, it is done. I worked on that sucker. It's been done for maybe a week, maybe a little less. So I used Huge Octopus with 8 Legs by Mama Mosley Creations. Free pattern. There's her name. If you'd like to get the pattern. I used Bernat blanket yarn. 8mm hook. I used teal and forest or frost green or something. Then I had scraps of white and blue, and then stuffing. Now I know the eyes are not on perfect, but here he is. All done. So if I hold him back here, so you can see his 8 legs. There's his bottom. Ugh. So then I attached and stuffed as I went. There's the back. There's the top. And I did it a little different because of yarn availability. They have you doing the one side of the with the undercolor, and then this side in white, kind of like framing the teal or whatever color you chose. But I didn't have enough, so I know, like, again, once I put the eyes on, if you follow the rows, I'm off a little bit, and that's why one eye is going, but it gives you character. So yeah, almost a full bag of stuffing. I tried to get the stuffing down into here, and it sits up by itself with the legs, you know. You can fix them as best you can, or he can either sit on a bed or on the corner of a dresser. But yeah, those eyes, what are you gonna do? And then I thought it had a mouth, but it didn't, so I was okay with that. So yeah, this is done. Next time I see my son, he can hide it in a bag, take it home, and hold on to it until he's ready to give it as his gift. All right, that is all my finished objects. I am working on a blanket that needs to be a Christmas gift out of different colors of Bernat blanket yarn. I've been trying to put some rows on a commissioned blanket with football team colors, but that's a slow process. They may get that football season next year. I'm just saying. And I showed a pattern for a fall blanket that I wanted to do, and after looking through the pattern, I thought it was more like mosaic style because it had turkeys, and it's not. They're individual squares. You like kind of applique the face, so I'm not doing that. I have 2 blankets that I work on in my spare time that I haven't showed in a while that are squares. I don't want another granny square blanket at this time. I love doing them, but like no more than 2 granny squares going at a time projects. So now I'm looking through patterns on Yarn Inspirations, all the patterns that I have, because I could take a pattern and just swap out fall colors. But I feel like we're going into almost Halloween, into fall, basically, So now I'm like, well, I think I should just jump to Christmas. And then the next day I'm like, well, just skip it. I'm not going to worry about it. But so I did pull some yarn, and I'm just trying to decide on a pattern. But I also need to get other things done. So I guess you'll have to stay tuned for the next video to see what I am contemplating, because it depends on my mood. When you get bummed about not finding the right yarn or the right project, you just put it on the back burner and work on something till your mind tells you what you're doing. Because I don't want to work on something that I'm not happy about, because then it doesn't make it fun. So I'm going to let you go. I'm going to put all my goodies away and get ready for work. And please like, subscribe, share, comment if you want to, and we'll see you next time. Bye.